Thanks for watching. This is Saga 3 Kings starting up, session 82 into the Veldlands. Last session, the group arrived in Venice, did some shenanigans, met the Loxodon captain to a boat called the In-Betweener. The captain has introduced himself. Did he introduce himself last time?
I don't think he did. We
Yeah.
just
No,
saw
we
him.
got,
We
like,
didn't realize we
to
didn't
where
even
he
name the
was.
ship.
Very fancy captain. Yeah, it was all pretty much named, but not stated it, so that's good. Yeah, he says that his name is Massey, and most of the folks call him Captain Massey, Massey, like someone who has a lot of mass, or yeah, and he's quite big. Pretty sure if you took everyone in the party, including Grok's, decent amount of size and girth, you could probably stuff them all inside of this Loxodon. He does stride, though, with a certain confidence as he kind of welcomes you aboard the ship. And it's very quickly kind of worked out between the Hand of Mudas and the captain. Not really any necessity for any kind of detail work here. That the Kyrios is interested in your group arriving in the Veldlands. It's almost as if Massey has already been kind of informed that you might be stopping around his neck of the woods. He explains a couple of other captains were assigned the mission of transporting you to wherever you wanted to go on the coast of the Veldlands when you were ready. And yeah, his ship is a pretty simple streamlined cutter, and he'll be taking you into the mouth of darkness, which is the kind of poolish, bay-like structure of water in between the Tower of the Bright Star and the Tower of the Dark Star. He explains that there are 2 points that he can go to allow you onto shore. He can descend into the heart of the, or into the vein of the Blackheart and move towards Blackheart Lake, deposit you closer to the Low Veld, or he can head north and get closer to what is known as Port Asmuten, which was the former stronghold of the Asmuten Knights, and deposit you either near there or at that port. Whichever you prefer. But the reason why he cannot just deposit you on the coast on the other side is because I'll go ahead and draw a little bit of a line so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. But this red line that I'm about to doodle, pretty much all along that line of the coast, the lowest point you could get onto the coast would be about 100 feet. And the closest you could get to the coast without risking the ship would be about 300 feet. And so if you want to tell him, well, we don't mind, we'll just go ahead and fly up there, you can certainly do so, but he's not under the impression that everyone present is capable of ignoring gravity.
And we know that we have already been through here because we went there when we stormed the castle, right?
No.
No.
We didn't storm the castle.
We sailed past this.
We were like up to the top, like
Yeah.
where Banser
Yeah, we
is.
were north.
up
We
in
were on
there.
the north shore of.
Oh, I
Cloudy Lake
for
up
some
there.
reason thought we flew up the cliffs up to the castle.
No, but you will
No, that was up here.
you will note a trend. A lot of Cloudy Lake does seem to have high kind of vaulted shores. There's not much in the way of coasts present. Even around Kelswar and Banser, some of the coasts kind of lift up out of the water. Like it's almost as if Cloudy Lake itself is kind of formed in lower land, or possibly a deposit, kind of like it has like a cleft to it.
I assure him that we'll be able to get up any of the cliffs. It doesn't really matter, just whichever would be the closest and safest way to get there.
Okay, I will let you know that from what I understand, if you fly up near around the Dark Star, it could be convoluted. There are a couple of mages who tried it out about a couple months back and said they saw some things that were really twisted and awkward. But yeah, that's fine. I'm not really sure what they meant by it. You seem like a more than capable person based on your reputation, Master Benson. So I'll go ahead and make sure the crew gets us as close as we can to about where the tower is located, and you can go ahead and whatever magic-y-ness you want to do to get these folks on up there.
How many crew members do we have?
16 total crew members, that's including the captain. And
Okay.
it looks like there's about 5 down at the time, so you're only actually seeing like 11 people on deck.
You mean sleeping?
Yeah, so it looks like there's like
Okay.
a skeleton crew that's kind of left to sleep during the day. and they're basically going to probably like man the ship if it comes to nightfall or what have you.
All right.
Okay.
That's fine by me.
Well, if that's the case, it's an easy case of just kind of crossing over. Go ahead and give me 120 roll for purposes of randomness.
I got it. 8.
Calm sailing. Whatever storm was present here in the last day or two is not showing any signs around this part of the Cloudy Lake. You make it to the base of the Tower of the Dark Star. You don't really see much in the way of its visibility. It doesn't stand out too noticeably. It almost looks like it's kind of a crag, kind of like rising spire-like off of the mountain itself. He points it out to you and says that's the tower in question. You'll note that the caves present around the Tower of the Dark Star's base are multitudinous. There's hundreds to quite a lot of options to sail into, and even more options to fly into above that. It's a honeycomb of just holes in the earth. It's also the case that this cliff face, it appears to be very chalk structured. So a lot of these holes, you're not even sure about their structural integrity. It's definitely wishy-washy at best. But yeah,
You know, it would be awesome to have a dwarf.
it would do, yeah.
We've got Brent. We've got Brooklyn. He's
Not
dwarf-like.
Half-orc?
He's a
What's
half,
the other half?
he's a half orc, who's half human, half orc,
Damn it.
and
Okay.
he was absolutely raised to worship a power
Bird.
of air, yeah,
Yeah.
Um.
Caves ain't my thing.
and fire.
Yeah, but like we can drop you in one and see which hole you come out of,
like
like a
a
Plinko.
like a rat experiment. Put me in, let me find the cheese.
It's really funny that you mentioned mazes. Anyways, do you want to fly on up there?
Yeah, if the ship appears,
He says
are they going to moor here? Are they going to anchor?
that's up to you if you want to ask him to do so. I mean, it looks like he's just depositing you. It doesn't look like he has any other instruction otherwise.
He knows the waters best. I would ask him. Does he feel safe here? Is the tide going to damage the ship? I understand there are beasts in these waters, at least to the north in Cloudy Lake.
Now, the only reason we would want to move out from these parts, if you're wanting us to stick around for you, is if we start running out of food, or if the Leviathan heads on this way. We've got some reports sighting-wise that it's up near Kelswar, so pretty sure that won't be a problem, but it is a beast of a thing to ships it's not terribly friendly towards, so we'll be mindful.
In
And
the worst case scenario, Captain, what would be the longest trip it would take for you to return here from Benish?
well, it took
If
us
that is where you're going.
about 3 hours to get here, so it would take us about 3 hours to get back, and 3 hours to come back out. We'd load up maybe an hour or two more, but
What if we have them come back tomorrow morning?
Well, I'm saying if you might be able to message them, Betson.
That would be easy enough to
Oh.
let them know.
if in your liking, then we'll head back to Benish and wait there for your message. I'm assuming I'll know when I hear it.
Yeah. I make sure he knows
You can't miss
that.
it.
Yeah, I'll do a sending for him.
You want to waste a third level spell slot?
I mean,
Not yet.
actually, could I put him in our psychic uplink
Rares will break after a duration, I think.
after so long? But I thought it was a long duration.
It's like 8 hours.
I thought we were going to be here for like a day or two. I just didn't
1
want him
hour.
to show up like tomorrow and then.
Oh,
Yeah, 1 hour for telepathic bond. You cannot put him in the chat. And also, I think the creatures... any distance. Okay, so yeah, even if he was on a different plane or something, he'd be fine. Telepathic bond would still work. That's why the screaming. I remember.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll figure something out. We don't want him waiting if it takes longer
Yeah.
than a day.
we'll get a hold of him if we need to.
Okay. So then, if that's the case, some of you hop on brooms, some of you hop on booted fly boot wings, and then who's the only person that I got to worry about for flight?
I cast
And you
flight.
cast flight. Okay.
Okay, if you want to save the spell slot, you can ride with me.
Can I? Can we ride on 200
Yeah,
broom?
me and Raya always rode 2-door broom most of the time.
Sweet. All right, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
carry.
clench my buck cheeks for grip.
Fair. You fly on up. When you get to the top of the cliff, you'll note that the bit of tower that you were seeing is actually kind of more of a top portion of the tower, and not so much the entirety of it. It stands about 80 or so feet, and at its top appears to have a kind of blackened kind of head to it that is very kind of jagged and crag-like. But once you kind of see a bit more of detail on it, it actually appears to be a dragon's head, kind of lifted up, mouth ascending. And you can see that there's a place inside of the mouth where you would light a light for guidance to kind of shine out on the waters. The rest of the tower is kind of smooth black. It looks like there is kind of a single balcony kind of close to the top. There does appear to be a door, and that door spills out to a courtyard, which is surrounded by a massive hedge maze. It looks like it is a mass of brambles and of massive vines, and just a horrid mess of directionality that kind of cascades out from the tower some hundreds of feet away from it. But it seems to kind of half circle around it. The cliff seems to just dispense off into the waterways. So, how would you like to approach the tower?
Oh, we got to get in that maze.
Yeah, we should head down there.
Flying over, it's a coward's.
Well, you could literally just, because you're coming up behind it, you could just fly to the tower and just walk right in. Okay.
That sounds like a trap.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Go check it out.
They all kind of sound like traps, to be honest. I feel like there's no way we go into this tower without
Nah.
setting off a trap.
The mazes that take up time. Going straight in is a trap. So yeah, no, we'll do the maze.
Okay, so do you want to fly around, circumnavigate the maze, and land at its entrance?
Try to memorize the
It
maze.
seems like a trap
From the
too.
top.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're trying to kind of pay attention to the maze and kind of inspect it to try and get an idea of it, the one thing you'll notice is when you're looking at a spot and kind of shift to kind of like memorize another spot, when you look back to the spot you were looking at before, it seems to have changed. And
One of those.
Benson, if you'd like to make a Arcana, oh, it looks like you were getting up. Sorry,
No, you're good.
You
Roll
just got
Arcana.
pizza.
make an Arcana. Yeah.
18.
I would say you'd have a 31 on this because it kind of has a bit of your not so much specialty, but what you focused on for a bit. From what you're able to kind of discern is the maze itself is physical, but the maze, the part that you would be solving, does not seem to be a physical thing. It seems to be more of a path that will be laid before you. Almost as if this was like something that is not important to the physicality of it. It's more important to the actual path that's walked. It's a very strange dimensionality.
So the maze is real, but the maze is not real.
Correct. There's a physical
it.
maze, but there's
There are
also
two mazes.
the idea of the maze.
And we'll take the maze less traveled by.
Yeah.
You land on the other side. Were you doing so kind of keeping like a distance and not trying to get like spotted out by anything, or were you just kind of flying past uncaringly? Were you trying to kind of stay unobserved from something that might be at the balcony, or did you couldn't care less?
At a glance, it looked like the place was abandoned.
There's no windows. There's no the only entryway that would be on the tower that you can see. Two entryways on the tower that you can see are the doorway and the balcony. And it didn't look like there was anyone on the balcony, but everything else is just smooth jet black.
Benson's the type to explain things while he's studying them, so I'm going to assume he's chattering about how the maze works,
Okay.
and I just
Yeah.
don't get it. While he's doing that, I'm going to assume he's got it under control of, like, can he solve the maze from above? I'll keep an eye on the tower while we're flying by.
Okay. Once you get a good closer distance to the far end, you see what appears to be a robed man. wearing kind of purplish colored robes with like blue accents, and he seems to be waving something in the air over his head, yelling. You then see a couple of other gentlemen come out behind him, grab him, and forcibly restrain him, and start dragging him back into the tower and sealing the door behind them. This is basically once you've made it to the outside of the maze.
I'll point that out. Were we informed of any missing persons or?
Make a perception check, because it was a bit of a distance away, but this is something that you might be able to key on because of...
28.
Holy shit, yeah, you do. He's wearing the robes of a dragon cultist. You've seen the dragon cultists. You've dealt with them. The purple was a new color, not something you've seen on a dragon cultist. And the thing he was waving over his head was a mask that looks identical to Caloreth's mask, except that it's blue.
Mm.
And these other dragon cultists were the people who restrained him and pulled him back inside.
What color were they wearing? Were they also in purple?
No, they were wearing the standard kind of, red garb that you've seen dragon cultists commonly wear.
Okay, so we've got some kind of interloper sort of situation.
Well, you killed their leader. Definitely left a vacuum
Well.
of power there, so...
You should have just wiped them all out.
I mean, I'm sure that's still option.
On the table.
Yeah, it's on the table for sure.
I can only punch so much
Oh,
at a
Fair
time.
enough.
Don't
Guys,
sell yourself
thank-
short.
Guys, thank you so much. But I can't eradicate an entire cult in one day.
I believe.
Yet.
It is certainly an effort. It's a
But-
work in progress.
But I'll let them know. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't imagine, especially now, I don't imagine we're getting into the tower from the top.
I mean, you can certainly
So,
try, but
If he seemed like he was asking for our help, which I'm assuming with
Yeah.
the waving and then kidnapping,
with
I'm
your
gonna keep
perception
an eye
roll,
out for that guy.
I'm sure your insight's close to as good. So that is a fair assumption.
My insight's the same if you want me to roll it.
No.
Okay. I get the idea. He was looking for help.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. If that's the case, you land at the mouth of the maze. Once you get there, something kind of distortionally changes. Once you descend below kind of like the maze high portion, you would see kind of this fog kind of roll over the tops of the maze itself. The entrance seems to loom there before you, and leads into a pretty kind of specific path.
I
One
would know
option.
that's the fog's probably the magical part of the maze engaging, right?
Yeah.
I would let that know.
Okay. When you enter in, the thing you note too is that the space above you kind of has like a fogginess to it, which you would know is kind of a distortion. Basically, if you pass through the fog, it's not like the last time you dealt with fog, it kills you. It's more of you're basically forfeiting the maze. So you have to go back to the beginning. So if you fly up and analyze from above, it won't be good. But you enter into it. Benson, with your intelligence, you very quickly kind of start, puzzling out the situation. You run into a couple of dead ends, but not, for very long. The situation is not terribly overburdened, but you walk for some time. I'd say a good 20 minutes before you manage to find a space that seems less just straightforward 5 foot wide marching. You enter in to this space from the western side, and it appears to be a kind of open 15 foot or so wide like little yard. In the center of the yard is a absolutely gorgeous golden sundial. There are a total of 8 paths that exit out of this space. And again, you're entering from one of those spots. And I'm going to go ahead and pull us to a map. Bear with me here. Who would be taking the lead on this? Actually, it's 10 foot wide maze, sorry. But who's taking the lead? I'm assuming Rooklyn and Christender, or Rooklyn and Grok.
Yeah, I can be up front.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll take.
Grok, you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. Hopefully this works.
Good luck.
Yep.
Okay, so as mentioned, golden sundial, very gorgeous. It is very wide and it's still relatively low to the ground, but 100% gold, very gorgeous. And then, as I mentioned, a number of different paths.
I go up to examine it.
Okay, the sundial.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, very gorgeous. The entirety of it, as I mentioned, gold, including the what's the centerpiece called again? Oh gosh. Give me a second. I had notes. The positional thing in the center is called a... Yeah, not important. The part that tells the time. I'll remember it and I'll be annoyed later. But yeah. It does look like it is casting a shadow.
Is it the Gnomon?
Yes, the Gnomon. Thank you.
Hmm.
So the Gnomon is
There's
also
4 of us.
completely gold. There's 4 of you, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say? What did I say?
You said there was no Mons. There's 4 of them.
No. Actually, there's 1 because everyone else is half orc, halfling.
Welcome to Chody's last game, everybody.
Heck of a way to go out.
I liked it. Made people smile.
But yeah, which path would you like to take, or if you have any other questions concerning the thing?
What time does it read? And does that add up to
It seems to point
a
at
believable time?
It seems to point at noon, which is not the time based on your presumption. If it is noon, then you've definitely spent longer in that maze than you were expecting. The weird thing about it is above you it's foggy, but this place is really well lit, and the sun seems to be casting a shadow on it.
How high is that fog?
About 30 feet up.
I'm assuming the walls reach all the way up to the fog.
They sure do.
Captain Benson.
I have something I want to try later. But what time is it?
You wouldn't know for certain, but
No, I'm saying what time does the
Our
clock read?
guest.
yeah, it reads noon. So
That's okay. That's what I want to know.
yeah, it would point directly northern. Yeah, the shadow cast would point directly northern.
They were supposed to follow the shadow, considering north, south, east, west,
That's
northeast.
my guess.
west.
Considering that we're pretty sure that it's not noon. It's
Yeah.
probably later morning.
Yeah, it's probably 10 or 11. Unless you spent more time in that hedge than you would have known.
No. Let's go north.
Okay.
What's three?
Okay.
You start walking north, and you travel for some time. Yeah, like I said, you're able to kind of ferret out the positions that you need to kind of go. So you can see the dead ends before you kind of traverse down them, making your way through. Roll a d20 for me real quick.
Who's got it?
Rock ticket.
Andy. Okay.
You got an
You,
8.
you find one dead end, and inside of this small little dead end, you see that there is a small little podium, kind of at the end of it. It too is made out of gold, but it doesn't look like there's Nomon on there. It looks like it's actually like a pedestal to kind of hold something, and it does look like it is holding what appears to be a. Bear with me here.
It's very chody. Feels like he
I
got a
just-
real
yeah,
singer coming up.
It's like they're Jamaican. No man.
A kind of solid, kind of foggy crystal orb.
Foggy crystal orb.
Yep.
Benson, what is this?
Magic man.
Okay. It's sitting on there. Sorry, I
Yeah.
was really distracted by my funny.
Another
By your
golden
silly joke.
pedestal.
Yeah, so
No man.
there's a pedestal. On the pedestal is kind of like a foggy, kind of like not perfectly clear crystal orb.
I want to try something. I take out my wand of absorption and I touch it with it.
Okay. And your wand of absorption, what does it do to magic items?
It just says if I'm the target of a spell. What I'm thinking here is that
There's no spell.
if it's a trap of some sort, it would hopefully go into the wand of absorption other than into me.
I like your thought process, but yeah, that is a working methodology. That's a great plan.
I don't know if it's going to. It's just something I want to try for future.
For future reference, that is a great plan. Keep that up. But for this current instance, nothing happens.
Okay, well, I look at it and I see if I can figure out what it is.
Okay. Yeah, taking some look at it, it's a very, simply crafted drift globe. You would know what it is immediately.
A drift globe?
Drift globe, yeah.
That's what it is, guys.
Your garden variety drift globe, huh?
It's a garden
just a
variety
normal
drift
one.
globe. For those who aren't familiar with the uncommon magic item of a drift globe globes are a sphere that, when you speak the command word, which you'd have to identify this one to get that command word, it casts the daylight spell. You can't use that effect until the next day. Also, there's another command word inside of it that allows it to kind of hover with whoever the person who's kind of wielding or holding it, and it creates light like a torch. Hands-free,
That's handy.
glowy light.
I mean, most of us have dark vision, so
Yeah, it's not.
good for
It's
the
absolutely
puzzle.
not something for
You do.
here, but this is a dead end, so you kind of follow the out of the terminus and kind of continue moving through the maze,
Should we take this with us, Benson?
Yes.
I'll carry it.
and eventually you end up back into a courtyard with a golden sundial.
I have an idea. What if we
Boy.
use the orb to make sunlight to change the sundial and see if any of the paths change?
Or it would be a good placeholder even for us to we know exactly what way we're coming out.
Well, when you move into the courtyard, again, it looks the same, but the more perceptive, specifically Mr. On Fire Dice Rolls over here, Shambles, realizes this is
Grok
not...
has a higher passive
I know.
perception than I do.
You did roll super hot, but Grok, also
Sure.
you would note that the brambles and the bushes are different. You'd notice the stonework on the ground is different. The actual structure, the golden thing, looks the same, but you can tell it's not the exact same one. Like, there are multiple positions in the place that have this set up.
I think they're effing with us, Shambles.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for sure, it's a magic maze.
It's a day that ends in Y.
Brooklyn, what are you doing?
I'm just looking at to see what time it says now.
Sure, there's actually 2 shadows being cast by this one. Very strange. Looks like there's one that's pointing directly north, and one that's pointing directly east.
Okay, this one's giving us the north, and then now it's giving us an east one. So
Well,
So
maybe your guess is right that one's a false shadow, and we need Globy here to shine a light. Now, Benson is napping, and does anybody know how
Gotta
to
carry him like a little baby through the maze.
Yeah,
Poor little
he's
guy.
having his little,
He gets
his little
tuckered out.
busy spells.
Walking around.
He's having another episode. Do either of you know how to identify things? I don't think you do.
No.
You're more particular magics.
Yeah.
more specified.
We'll
I
just
can
say
do
that Benson ritual
fire.
casts it. He's got it in his book.
I would assume
Yeah,
that's
he's a pretty reasonable guy.
You know the command word to drift globe. It doesn't require attunement. You can use it if you want.
Sunlight,
Okay.
I say.
Well, you want the daylight spell to cast, or do you want to just make it create light?
I just want it to have light.
Okay. All right, and it floats over you, and it'll follow you around.
I'll sort of gesture it at the
Okay.
sundial.
You'll note that the 2 shadows remain, but you can kind of see them narrowing in a little bit towards the thing in between.
Which would be
So it should be
northeast.
northeast instead of north or east.
Could be.
Those were the 2 options it was. I
Yeah.
don't want to
North-
get caught
north-
on a technicality
North
because
and
I forgot.
exactly, and
Okay.
I wouldn't let you. North and east, and then like they're kind of like pointed like this, and then about this up, pointing like this. And when the light hits it, they kind of narrow in a little bit.
Well, that works for me. I'm gonna leave
Yeah.
a dart sitting on top of this sundial.
Go ahead and mark that on your character sheet.
I'm gonna point it in the direction northeast.
Okay.
Any
I
future
hope
travelers that
there are
follow us?
not 11 more of these, 'cause I'm gonna be upset.
If you are you going to instruct the group to move with you towards the
I think we should go in that direction.
Okay.
Is my
Yeah.
best guess.
I agree.
Okay. As you kind of make your way up that way, you continue into the labyrinth, moving it about. Go ahead and give me another d20 roll.
Brooklyn's turn.
14.
Okay. You make it through without any issue until you kind of enter into this space. Once again, pretty much from the exact opposite of way you'd entered into the last one. There is no dagger present on the sundial, and you are confirmed that this does appear to be very similar to the space, but not the exact space.
What ones does it say?
Yeah, let's
3.
read it.
It's reading 3. Appears to be pointing north, southeast, and southwest.
North, southeast, and southwest.
So it's making like a triangle.
I'm going to shepherd the globe towards it
Okay.
again.
When you do so, all of them seem to kind of contract in a little bit. It doesn't seem like they're changing their positionality. It just seems like they kind of shorten.
Dang it.
Almost as if whatever unnatural light is present is kind of just being cast down at it.
I will say that from the ones that he said are marked are the ones we came from. We went north. When we went north, we came out south.
Right.
And then southwest. So I'm wondering if we have to go on each of them.
Well, surely there's a direct path.
I mean, if we're going off Benton's one, then we have to go southeast next, and then we should come out northeast. Then the only path we haven't went would be west, and then we'll go west, and we should come out east. Correct?
Well, yeah, it's this grid of identical rooms. So if we walk out of the east side of one room, we're going to come into the west side of another. It's just that's how it's going to be.
What if 2 of us walk out the east side
No.
and 2 of us walk out the west side?
Sounds like a good way to lose party members.
If we do get separated, and I'm talking within 10 minutes, I want every single person to fly up and go back to the entrance.
There we go.
Okay?
Agreed.
Okay.
I'm not saying we should get separated, but if it does happen,
You never be too safe. You're always gonna have a plan.
And thinking about it time-wise, I mean, it's probably been the better part of an hour and 30 minutes that you've been walking around in the maze. So, just a heads up.
Mm.
It is a pretty vast kind of maze.
okay. So we're looking at north, southeast, southwest.
Out of curiosity, if I
That's
try
right,
to
shadows.
mess with the sundial any, does it like if I try turn the thing in the top, does it turn any?
The Gnomon doesn't move.
Okay.
Do we cast a shadow on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, based on drip globe usage and also everything, it seems whatever light is coming at it seems to be coming from directly above.
Okay.
Well, last time we split the difference. Now there's 3. I feel like south is the answer, but just because that one is surrounded, both by its perpendicular and the 2 most connected to it.
Anybody have any other options?
That one works for me.
South?
South or southeast?
Got 2 votes for south. One more. We'll put it to a max or a majority. Andy,
Fine, we can try it.
We could try it. That's fine. I
You
don't
had
have any
south?
better ideas.
you had south. Somebody roll me a d20.
It's my turn. 1.
Perfect.
All right. You come to a point where you're kind of wandering about and you find a kind of dead end.
Shit.
Not-
Forgive me. Meant to put a dart down, headed facing south.
That's fine.
Is that
I'll,
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You managed to find a dead end, but this isn't the only place you can go. It just seems to be kind of like a offset kind of little alcove. And inside of the alcove is another one of those pedestals kind of sitting there prominently. This one.
It's a darkness orb.
Very good. No.
Everything's got a pair.
This one has a gemstone on it. It appears to be a clear sapphire, kind of like bluish and clear. It does appear to have a magical nature to it. If you tap it with the wand of absorption, it doesn't murder you. If you take some time to inspect it, you can't really get an idea of what it is exactly. But if you want to cast Identify on it, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna shine the globe at it.
It is
1 level 1 spell down.
an elemental gem. So,
Do the 10-minute thing and not use a spell slot.
Oh,
You can
okay.
retro cast it.
elemental gem
We already made you do that.
is a gem that can be broken. And when it is broken, it brings forth a pure elemental out of it. If this gemstone were to be broken, you would know that it would summon an air elemental that would serve as your... basically, it's as if you'd cast the spell Conjure Elemental if you break the gemstone. And it lasts for its duration, and then it leaves.
Neat. Maybe he knows how to get out of this. You said this is a dead end going south.
Mm-hmm. No. Sorry. There was an alcove that was on the way.
There was an alcove that we just noticed. Okay.
Did you say conjure elemental?
Mhm.
Not summon elemental?
Conjure Elemental separate.
Okay. Because I could summon an elemental, I can't conjure one.
So, you move through the maze a bit more, and you arrive back at a Sundial location. This time, no daggers, and you see the place before you. When you inspect the Sundial, presumably you do, it looks like there's a point on the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast, forming kind of an X grid on the Sundial. Are you inspecting it further, Brooklyn, like you did with the last couple?
Yeah.
You watch it as it actually starts to spin, the X shape. And then the blades of the shadows start to shorten until they're gone.
Oh.
If you kind of step away from it, you see the X is kind of like starts to stream out again, as if the light source was like becoming active again. If you go up to it and inspect it again, it spins and disappears. Kind of
that's
just
cool.
directly in the center of the sundial.
Okay, so this one does have the light go away if I mess with it enough. But it has an X, so what are we feeling? X marks the spot, maybe?
Start digging. Yeah, I have no idea.
So out of just remembrance, we went north, northeast, south. We came out southwest, and that's our directions we've been so far, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So I picked a direction, Shambles has picked a direction, and Vincent has picked a direction. So Grok, what direction do you want to go?
How about we try east?
East it is.
Do you want to try something like how much distance did we travel between one sundial and another?
500 to 1,000 feet.
Okay, so we don't have that much rope. Damn.
But you want to travel east? Is that what we're going with, everyone?
That's what I'm saying. Sure.
Brett, yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jody? Okay.
That's fine.
East it is, boys.
All right. Andy, roll me a d6.
5.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. After a fashion, you'll note that you have 2 token sets now. Sorry. It's the only way to do it. That works best for me.
I only see the ones on
I'm
to
shifting
the right.
you.
Oh, gotcha.
You arrive in a placement where there are 6 suits of ornate plate mail standing
boy.
in an area as if on guard. Battered and bashed pieces of armor and weapons are scattered across the carpeted floor before them. Moss and lichen cover the armor, though it remains free of rust. Another pathway opens up at the far side of this area.
Do we notice them moving at all, or
They
like
don't
they're
seem to
going?
move. It doesn't look like they've moved for some time. Like I said, they're covered with lichen and moss.
Yeah, because that smashed armor doesn't give me any hope.
I'll take a look at them.
Actually, I think I'm going to need to kill these other ones.
Aw.
I saw an overlap. I'll just have to move them each time. It's fine.
Is there any familiar style to these suits of armor?
They do appear to be very ornate. They do appear to be very much of a Osirian kind of style. I would say they look like they're very ancient versions of the Comus Palatinus armor. And as you're inspecting it, you hear it creak, and then you hear a loud kind of clangor as the suit of armor directly behind you lands on the ground. It drops down and stands there. The other one above you kind of moves its hand off of a sword that's kind of positioned in the statue around it, kind of drops its hands down in almost a warning. No attack is made here, but it does appear to be hostile now. Yeah, they look like they are about to attack, so let's go ahead and get that initiative rolled. Let me get that tracker. All right.
Benson's fast today.
Dang, bud.
You got the zoomies.
Yeah,
It didn't look like it tracked on there, though. What'd you get?
22.
Plus Dex.
That I think that is plus Dex, isn't it?
You have a plus
Yeah.
0?
This is a +2.
Yeah, buddy. I'm. Oh,
It
yeah.
added it. It added it.
To
already.
break the tie. Oh,
2.
okay.
Yeah, it's a 2. Plus 2 is my Dex.
Right. Hopefully this works. Did it roll it out the open? No, it didn't. Good. Thank goodness. Thank you, Roll20, for fixing your stuff. Okay. So, Chris and Trevester, it kind of moves like it's kind of coming down with its gauntleted hand. The armor appears to be animate and ready to attack.
I don't care much for that. I'm gonna try to knock it prone. I'm gonna spend a key point and punch it in the hip.
Okay.
So that's a dex save, I believe.
All right. It fails it. Okay. Let's see. It kind of is on the position there. For flavor, I'm gonna have it kind of cascade down onto the ground. As you kind of hit it in the hip on the side, it kind of flips over, ass over tea kettle, and like smashes into the ground with a loud because it's armor.
Yeah. Bunch of pots and pans falling down.
Yeah, someone just threw a box of pots and pans into the basement. You still have some more attacks. I think it's now prone.
Yeah, it's I'll take care of this. You take care of the wizard, and I'm just gonna wail on it. These are all with advantage, I think.
Yep.
26, 19, 26.
Total damage on those.
Including the first one, 26, 34, 43.
Okay. As you're kind of like grabbing, you kind of punch in. You kind of do so with like a knife hand and kind of twist your hand to rip the plates off. And as you're kind of like punching through this thing, you're tearing it apart, leaving nothing but like the helmet and chest piece intact. And you watch as it just kind of, the movement of it trying to get up just stops. And the pieces that were thrown away or were moving a little bit, and they just stop. It's now just a suit of plate armor.
Sorry, you guys had to see that.
Great.
This, just for my knowledge, these are not undead. These are constructs.
They do not. They do appear to be constructs. Yeah. Chody,
I always forget about the undead rule.
Yeah.
For
damage extra, right?
yeah, every time.
Chody, you're not unfamiliar with animated armor. In fact, you're so not unfamiliar with them. As he tears that one apart, he watches two that are on the next kind of line of the docket start to animate.
Okay.
Get your initiative.
I let the group know, and we talked, and Rooklyn is the best person to enlarge, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast enlarge on him.
Throw that spell up for me. Oh, that's true. Okay.
And I tell him to go get him, big guy, and I kind of get in behind Grok.
Okay. Brooklyn.
All right, I'm gonna go over to this dude and swing on him.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, and roll a. No, sorry, it misses. You hit it. You watch it kind of scrape across the plate armor.
28.
That'll work. Roll a d4 as well.
Oh, perfect 4. So that is 20 damage.
You kind of hit it across, then bring with like a backhand, sweeping the sword back in, catching it on the other pauldron. You watch as the pauldron breaks off, and that arm kind of just descends onto the ground with a clack. And the other arm kind of raises up in defense as it's kind of loses its left side. All right. Anything else, Rick?
And then let me check something here. Okay, with the Shield Master feat, it says if I take the attack action, I can use a bonus action to try to shove the creature within
Right.
5 feet.
And a
with the
note
shield.
for that, you can actually do that before you start attacking for future reference.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll try to shove it then. Do I just make another attack or a strength?
Strength athletics.
15.
And it opposes. Nope. You knock it down.
Sweet.
It had dropped down. You come and smash its arm off, it falls off, and then as it's kind of like looking on that side, you kind of slam into the rest of the weight of it. There's just like a smash of metal as it hits the wall behind it and then slams face first into the ground at your feet.
Woo!
It's almost comical. The music definitely doesn't go for it. I think Benny Hill is actually
I
copyrighted.
almost never hear the music.
No
Do you
worries.
have it turned off? In
I
roll
can't-
That's
20?
way spooky.
Yeah. I keep it low so
Okay.
it's not like
Oh, you're good.
but Grok, you are the one who is up.
Yeah, let's do this. I would like to summon an earth elemental.
Okay. Like you want to waste 4th level spell on things that are falling over in one attack itinerary.
Oh, well.
Your
okay.
call. If you want to, I'm gonna let you do it.
So I mean, if you're gonna let me take it back, I'll take it back.
I'll let you
sure.
take it back if you want to take it back. Yeah.
Fine, fuck yeah. Okay, sure, why not? Then we'll just do something simple.
And then the boss
Wait.
construct comes
Well,
out.
also, that
Wouldn't
spell's-
the constructs got before Grok?
That
They
spell
had an
costs
8.
400 gold pieces.
I got so much money. I got Residuum all over the place.
Wouldn't the constructs go before Grok? Because they have an 8, he has a 7.
Yeah, they would. Thank you.
Okay.
Gee, thanks.
Oh, sorry,
that's
I
that's
just
how
seen
we
it was
know
an 8.
Brock gets a mulligan because he spoke.
there you go.
That's a ticket.
Well played. Well played.
So the one at your feet kind of like gets back up. The one that just animated kind of drops down and rushes over to Rooklyn. And this one drops down and rushes over to Christinger. The one that got up headbutts at you, blocked by the shield, and then swings its arm just lazily, and you kind of catch that with the side of the shield. So block the head and kind of jab the arm aside. The one that came at you from the side, basically as it's rushing in, you kind of like hold your sword out and like catch its arms with the blunt of your blade, kind of knocking it aside. And then the attacks on Christinger, 21?
Miss.
Oh, crit. So come in, kind of brings both of its arms down towards you as you're kind of getting up from ripping the other one apart. One you kind of catch with your arm, but the other one kind of clips you in the funny bone, and you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ah,
Fucking.
you dick.
You're like, I don't remember having a funny bone.
It's new.
It's new, but the same. Okay. That's it for them. Gronk, you are up and not casting summon elemental, right?
I guess not. They're made of metal?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this. We'll just throw a firebolt and see what happens.
Which one?
The one closest to Rookland.
Okay. It plangs off of the armor.
Okay.
It's
That's it.
It's plate armor, so you can guess what its armor class is.
I can, yeah.
Christinger.
18.
Smart
Yeah,
kid
really
over
good.
there.
Teach this guy a fucking lesson.
Rip you apart just like I did your friend.
Yeah, I'm going for the collarbone on him. I'm gonna
Okay.
try for this exact same thing. 30.
Started the gorget. Yep. Okay. That's a solid hit.
You could have stayed still.
Are you gonna try and knock him prone?
Yeah, that was the deal. Deck save 17.
Okay. You kind of reach into like the helmet and kind of neck space, kind of grab a hold of the gorget and like throw it to the side, twisting the thing over. It kind of just boing on the ground and then continue finishing it.
Yeah, just kind of.
15 misses.
30, a miss, and then a 25.
Oh, another crit. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, second crit.
Okay, well, yeah, it's the first one.
So I think the third attack misses,
The
right?
first one, yeah, the first one you like kick at it as it's hitting the ground. You watch as the helmet goes flying aside. Then you bring your fist into the chest, and it kind of bounces off. And then you kind of reach in and kind of grab a hold of like the crotch area and lift up, kind of tearing the plate off.
I just tear the cod piece off.
Yeah, the legs fly to the side, and then
The other one throws up. 36 total damage.
yeah, it's super dead. Do you want to move?
Yeah, I'll move. I'll move over here
Okay.
and just stare into this one.
So similarly to last time, Master of the Hand, you would notice as the one's being ripped apart and Kristen's just kind of moving into position for the next kind of movement, the far statues animate and drop down from their statue positions.
I holler, more coming in. And can I run up and slide between his legs and Edward Elric it and tap both of their feet and do shocking grasp on their feet?
You can only shocking grasp one.
Come on, they're right there, man. It'd be cool.
You can only shocking
It's
grasp
still
one.
cool, Jody. It's still
Fine.
cool.
I'll come over
If,
here to where it's
here,
safer, though.
I'll give you a cool. If you crit, I'll let you split the damage between the two of them.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna gamble with it.
Okay.
Damn it!
So
Whoa.
you do
So close.
You do rush through and kind of pass between them both and underneath Rooklyn. You would actually be in the diagonal between them because you can't end in his space.
Even though I'm underneath him, since he's large and I'm small.
He's not so large that he's making the space unoccupied. So
Oh,
it's
Stomping around. You
but-
don't want to be in there.
it's okay. You would be basically in the same predicament if you were standing here. So I'm assuming
Okay.
you're power sliding under Rooklyn between them, reaching out and touching them both. You're hoping for like a conduit to form between them for like the
Yeah.
grasp, but you feel it kind of stick on one, kind of shock back through your arm a little bit, but it doesn't go all the way before you've power slid past them to get to that spot.
Oh, good. So over here.
Still pretty red.
Yeah.
And
So
which one did you want
and
to take
that's-
the 15? The top one or the bottom one? The top one's the
well,
one that's
it's
missing an arm.
15 plus the 6 because I'm casting a cantrip with my hands,
Yeah.
right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's plus your intelligence.
Okay, so that is a 6.
Yeah. So the top one or the bottom one?
I'm gonna do the top one with the
Arm missing?
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why the conduit didn't stick is because as the shock went through him, he basically was no longer grounded because he exploded backwards. His pieces flying all over the place.
Okay. And then the rest into the other one if I can.
No.
Nope, it just popped it.
Yeah,
Okay.
It blew the shit out of that one. You weren't able to
All right.
form the tether.
That's cool. All good.
Chody's done. It goes to Rooklyn.
Okay, and I just remembered I have the Helm of Brilliance on, so I'm going to use this command word to light my sword on fire as well.
Okay.
And then swing on that one that's still standing next to me.
Go for it.
25, so I need to do 1d4 and then 1d6. And so it does 18, 19, 20, 21, 25 damage on the first hit.
Okay.
Nice.
And the next one misses.
You kind of bring it in. You watch as like the body of it kind of crumples under the sword blade. You watch as the heat kind of distorts it to the sides. And as you kind of bring the blade up, you're looking at it and it's kind of doing this weird wobble. And you kind of bring the blade in, hoping to strike it, but it kind of wobbles to the side and you miss, stopping short of like driving the blade into the carpet and the floor beneath you. All right. It goes to it. As it kind of wobbles back, it kind of flies forward head first like a missile towards your crotch.
A lot of crotch play today. I respect it.
It flies. It hits like the armor. It just bounces off, and its arms kind of flail up and kind of hit your legs as it kind of hits the ground. It does kind of whirl back up to standing. It seems like it's kind of levitating now, like it's being kind of carried by some unseen force. And that same force seems to drag the other two across the yard, one flying towards Benson and one flying towards Christinger. Both in the same kind of process, their hands coming up and then driving down towards their targets. Benson, as you kind of see it there, you're kind of like getting up from your stand-up position. You kind of lean back and kind of twist underneath so that the fists slam down onto the carpet, and you kind of spin around to stand at it with your hands still kind of shock sparked. And then the other attacks come towards Christinger. 22.
22 hits.
Okay, same
That's all the
situation. You kind of bring your arm up and block the next one. The other one hits you right in the elbow, and you're like, ah!
Son of a bitch. Same spot on the other elbow.
Grok.
Damage on that?
7.
So everybody's having fun, so we'll get in there too. We're gonna use our new toy.
Bringing out the scimitar, you can see Grok kind of move with a bit of like speed. You can almost see after tracers of him kind of move as he comes in with the first attack.
And he says Kila, and he uses his bonus action to take the second attack.
Yep.
20. So
both hit.
Yeah, 17.
And you're attacking the one that got struck by Rooklyn, right?
Yeah, we're just trying to knock him down. And
Okay.
move on
The
to
first
next,
attack
yeah.
doesn't do the job, but as you bring up the second one, like the kind of Grok kind of like very quickly kind of cuts into it and splits the armor so that it falls into 2 pieces, which then kind of break into more pieces because it's no longer being held together by the force. Okay. Christinger?
Could
Oh, go ahead.
I, is it possible to move forward and to stand over Benson?
Not over Benson, but you can stand on top of the destroyed animated armor you just knocked out.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna help.
You can
us much.
you can try and interpose. I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
That's what I wanted to try
But yeah,
to do.
you can never share a space with a creature.
Okay.
And yeah, the only person, I mean, yeah. Anyway, Grok done, Christinger up.
Yeah, I'm going to slip in between these two here.
Okay.
And we're going to Fury of Blows each of them. I'm going to start with the one on the left. 26 dex to knock prone.
Also fails it.
And then the one on the right, I'm going to do the exact same thing. That is a miss.
Brings up both of the arms and kind of takes the brunt of the attack. As you kind
I'm
of
going to leave.
sweep out
Go
and
ahead.
kind of punch out that way. Go ahead.
I'm going to leave the one on the left to the others, and I'm just going to speed bag this one on the right in the chest plate a couple times. Another crit and a 13, so 16 damage.
As you kind of mentioned, the speed bag, you kind of bring that first blow in, and the second one is kind of going for the same spot, but the first one hits hard enough to throw it back a bit, so that the second punch kind of disconnects. It doesn't get all the way there. It's pretty messed up. The chest plate kind of got a bit of a, was it concave when it goes inwards like a ball?
Yes.
To it, so good deal. Christinger done.
And then, just for movement's sake, I'm going to go south one more.
Are we going, Benson? Are we going for the? We're going for the shocking grasp.
Yeah.
Get it.
We have violated these guys so far.
Do you want to hit the one that's prone, or do you want to hit the one that just got hit by Christinger?
Actually, I'm going to stay back and hit the one that's prone.
Okay.
I'm going to do a clear.
So you have advantage on the attack roll.
22.
That'll hit, and
And then plus 6.
Yeah. So basically, as it kind of gets knocked down, there's a bit of damage to the leg. You kind of reach out for the other leg and grab a hold of it. And as it's shocking, you can feel the leg kind of ripping apart off of the armor, which causes the rest of it to shake apart and kind of just lay there broken. Okay. Brooklyn.
All right. Move in here and swing on the last one standing.
Yep.
18 does 13, 17, 21, 22 damage.
You bring the weapon in, strike into it. You see that after it kind of hits, it kind of does a similar thing to the last one you struck this way. It kind of leaves it wobbling. But this time, instead of kind of like coming in with that second attack, you just kick it, and it just breaks apart.
The 18 hits?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, plate armor is 18 AC.
Okay.
Yep, you kick it apart.
Sweet.
All the
Nice.
animated armors appear to have been broken, and it does look like the path beyond kind of leads out. They are, for the most part, with the, I'd say, exception of half of them, are perfectly good suits of plate armor. I would need a total of six d6 rolls. 6 d6 rolls.
Okay.
I'll do one.
There's a 3.
There's a 1.
I got a 4.
Got a 4.
Someone got a 1?
Yep.
Okay. As you're kind of inspecting the plate armors and investigating them, you'll note that one of them, and only one of them, appears to have a stone kind of settled inside of its like chest cavity by kind of a webwork of what appear to be kind of like bits of like cat gut, kind of like wired inside of the interior of the thing. But it appears to be a blood red stone kind of just held in place inside of the armor.
The last 2 rolls are a 6 and a 3.
Yeah, the one's all I needed.
Okay, gotcha.
Do you want to secure this stone?
Yeah, I'm gonna touch it with my wand of absorption first.
Doesn't do anything to kill you.
Okay, cool.
As you pick it up, you would recognize that it is more of a rock than like a gemstone. It's what's known as Bloodstone.
It's a philosopher's stone.
And Bloodstone is basically a type of magical rock or earth that is formed after dozens or hundreds or thousands of battles have been waged over it, and the blood of the fallen has been allowed to seep into the stone, making this like a very, very, very wrathful piece of rock.
This is a bad rock.
Do you take it with you?
I kind of want to destroy it. I asked the group, I tell them what it is, and I was like, is this something we want to take with us?
I don't see the harm in it. A rock. I'll carry it if you want.
You would know that it's a kind of a spell component.
I mean, I can hold on to it if I think I can use it later for something. If it's a spell component, that's one thing.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's a spell component.
I'll hold on to it then.
Okay.
I'll take it with me.
Then if you leave this space with the stone in hand, you arrive eventually back at 10 minutes will have passed before So Enlarge will be out, but you'll arrive back at
Sundial Town.
Sundial time.
Man, I'm wondering if we got to go through this and not take something.
And this time, when you arrive back at the Sundial, it is still in the same pattern as before. Up to the top, the northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, forming an X.
If I inspect it, does it go away like
It spins around in a complete circle and then kind of just fades into the center of the sundial.
Okay, so I think if we don't take a path that the sundial recommends, then it puts us back at the one that we were just at.
Is this the same sundial?
Yeah, did you leave a dagger on this one?
I meant to, but I was out of the room.
We'll say you did you were doing it. The dagger's
I
still here.
was trying to keep a pattern.
The dagger's still here.
Which way did we just go? East?
We went east.
We went east, so we walked south, and then we're back here.
Yeah, so I guess, do we want to go southeast?
Suits me.
Unless I really don't want to split the party, but if we want, we can split the party and go one in each direction.
Well, we recognize where we are right now.
So
yeah, and it's set like an X, so
there was something that was said before that I just want you to focus on because it was a really brilliant thing. Something that Brent said that has to do with the X.
X marks the spot.
No, that if we don't go where the sundial...
No. The thing he
No?
just said was the thing I thought was really genius. I just don't know how to explain.
X marks the spot.
I don't know how to give you any more than that.
Do we just wait here?
If you're waiting here, you're waiting here. Nothing happens. Nothing's changing.
What if? Okay, can I move this sundial, like the whole sundial?
No, it doesn't look like it shifts or moves. No, it's probably about 2.5 feet off of the ground, so you're kind of looking down at it. It's perfectly like wide. It's like 10 foot wide. It's pretty massive. It's almost stage like.
Okay. Can I stand on it?
Do you stand on it?
Yeah, I'll stand on it.
Okay.
If I can.
Brooklyn disappears.
Whoa.
Well, shit.
Hey, you know how we said we shouldn't split the party?
You're right.
And as we do with
I'm
the
hopping up.
situations, okay, if you hop up on there. Okay, as we do with random disappearances, Brent, I'm not telling you what happens until everyone's made the leap. You jump up on there as well, Christopher?
Yeah. After
Disappears.
Benson said we don't split up.
Yep, same thing.
Jump
I'll
up
do the
on
same
top,
thing.
disappears.
Really?
Yeah,
Grok?
man.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, well,
Agree.
I need you guys to make new characters. No,
That's what I was gonna say. Everybody make new
I'm kidding.
characters.
Brooklyn,
I
since you're
have
the
a good idea. I'm gonna play a rogue this time.
Since you're the first one to have jumped up onto the sundial, what you actually realize is this very strange sensation of you standing on the sundial and everything around you on the sundial shifting downwards, becoming like a blur of green and stone, and then stopping and being exactly like it was, except different. And as you noticed, the dagger was falling in space with you and landed onto the sundial and fell off. And then as that's happening, you hear a sound as if something from above you is descending. What do you do?
I'll get out of the way.
Okay, Christinger lands pretty much in the same spot that you disappeared from in the center of the sundial. Similarly, Christinger, a sound of a Benson falling, and so on. Everyone gets the gist of it. And you're standing around a brand new position, possibly the same sundial. The shadows appear to have changed, and it looks like all of the points, like a absolute chaos cross, is placed on the sundial. Every single point is shadowed towards.
Okay, if I mess with it, does it change?
Let's see.
We have the double X.
So no, it does not seem to be the case, except that it seems that when you move a light towards it to kind of mess with it, if that's what you're planning on doing, it
I would've
rotates
done
it
that.
so that it's pointing at the edges of the hedges instead of the paths. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's like going to like each of the where the edges or the hedges are, not the individual paths.
It's pointing
themselves.
off of the paths.
It's pointing at the walls that are kind of splitting the path. Yeah, the edges of the hedges.
I should stop saying that, but at
The-
the same time,
the palette
I
with the
hope to hear it again.
The pallet with the poison holds the chalice from the palace holds the brew that is true.
I'm going to kind of reach into the hedge, whichever one's near.
It's not there. It's like it's an illusion.
Hey, Benson, you want to have a look at that?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay. Do you reach in? It's like an illusion. Like your true sight is seeing that there is actually a pathway, and it looks like the pathway beyond leads, into kind of like a distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through.
Okay. You would see that the path that continues on leads up to the tower itself. You can actually see the door to the tower up ahead.
Oh, nice.
I
Yay!
tell them, let's go.
All
We
right.
found our way.
Brooklyn, you did it.
Great
Good
job.
job,
solved the
Brooklyn.
maze.
Yeah, man, for real. Good job, Brooklyn.
Okay. So as you approach the tower, you will note that there is a door present on the outer facing of it. It looks like there is like a square structure to the tower, but based on what you kind of saw at the top, it's kind of like a circular structure, kind of slotted inside of the more massive square framing. Yeah, with that being said, I believe you are perfectly welcome to enter the place at your leisure. I'm just going to go ahead and scoop you up in pretty much the same walking position and move you to the next part of the map. Okay. 1 second. All right. When you enter into the tower, kind of descend through a bit of structure, you enter into a space. Liminally, it feels real enough, but it has a certain kind of fogginess to it, like the maze did, the interior of the tower. The door behind you isn't there anymore. Like, you walked through the door and opened the door and entered in, but when you close the door's gone.
Bare wall, or
There's just, yeah, pretty much just wall there. The walls of the chamber bear exotic geometric designs representing feathers, eagles, snakes, all rendered in a style you've never seen before. To one side of the room, it looks like there is a human female sprawled face down in a pool of blood, not marked on the map, but notated. She is dressed like a high-ranking member of the dragon cult.
She's wearing red or purple?
She's wearing yellow and red, similar to Kalareth.
Okay.
I'd like to go
I'll-
check the body.
yeah, I'll approach the body with him, see if we can identify the person.
Okay. She does not appear to be someone you're familiar with. She definitely does appear to be wearing high-ranking attire. On her back, you can see like the dragon cultist that you fought on the bridge so long ago. She has the tattoo of that dragon mark on her back. It looks like she was stabbed a number of times at the chest. Based on the stabbing, it looks like she was stabbed by some sort of tooth dagger.
Okay.
Kind of looks like someone. It kind of looks like she was bitten, but she was only bitten by like one tooth. It's the best way I can describe that. The architecture here is very just displaced. It is not Osirian. It is not something you're familiar with. But yeah, there is a table kind of in the center with a low kind of seated, kind of table or chairs with a low table in the center. And it looks like some tables with beverages nearby. It does look
Is her body warm at all, or is it really cold?
pretty cold. She was definitely killed within the last day, or
Okay.
possibly earlier today. But yeah, there's not really much of a warmth there. Oh, sorry. As you step out from that position, you'll notice a kind of sound, kind of luminous behind you. And you can see that a circle is present on the ground in front of the wall where there was a door. It appears to have kind of an arcane patterning to it, but much like the symbols on the walls and everything, it's very different. It's not very traditionally magical. It's very foreign magical.
So it's not a teleportation circle?
It does look like it might be a teleportation circle, but it doesn't look like it's a teleportation circle per the spell teleportation circle. It looks like it's a short-range teleporting space.
A magic elevator. Because I don't see any stairs, and we know we're not at the top of the tower. So a magic elevator
Could be.
takes you up one level. You gotta fight and find the other.
Check around the room and see if we can see anything.
Okay.
Like looks foreign.
On the kind of bar area on the outside, there's a table. On the table, there's a couple of small pieces of parchment. All along the bar, there are all different kinds of crystal and glass bottles that are filled with all different types of beverages. Looks like this was just some sort of audience room or meeting room. The pieces of parchment, there are a couple of hand-scrawled notes related to goings on. None of them seem to mention anything of import it's really striking, except for two. One of them says, Calarith has fallen. I determine who will be leader. Anyone who tries and dares contest me will meet the fate of being devoured by Totsvig.
By who?
Totsvig. Which you would recognize from your studies in dragons. It's the blue dragon.
I was gonna guess the blue.
It was the opening picture for the stream.
It was the opening picture for the stream.
I already forgot about that, but I was still gonna guess the blue.
It was subliminal. And then the other note says, ascend, if you will, speak the name of the dragon who rules this tower to continue upward.
Okay. So we can assume
Is it
Totsvig is...
Totsvig?
I think so.
Do you want to step onto the circle and say it?
I mean, I've already stepped on one thing today.
I'll guinea
Plus one
pig if
more.
you guys
Yeah,
want
let's
to.
go.
Yeah, let's
Wait
go.
a
I'll
second.
guinea pig.
Oh, you're all coming? Okay.
Let's everybody just do it.
Not what a
Why have one
Well,
guinea pig when you have 4 guinea pigs?
Yep.
Actually, that's a trade me spots.
Totswig.
It doesn't work because you're saying it weird.
Tots fig.
Dagadilly.
Okay.
It's that foo stew raw thing all over again.
All right.
Name blue dragon.
Totsvig.
You say it, and you see, kind of similarly to the sundial, your position in space kind of alter as you shift upwards and sideways. Then you appear to be settled inside of a small room that is a kind of 10-foot radius room with a door on its south side. That the door itself has kind of an arch to it. It appears to be double doored, but like kind of curved doors that follow the circle of the room. Step out. Looks
Yeah, I
like there's
guess so.
simple push open.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, an angry mob of people starts stabbing you with dragon knives. So the first 2 people out were the 2 who said, okay, I think so. So
Yeah.
we're going to go with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dragon cultists just start stabbing at you. And they very much appear to be similar to the dragon cultists you've dealt with in the past, very much attired in the same fashion as those cultists. They do appear to be wielding kind of nicer blades, though, than the last ones you had seen. Scimitars is what they're wielding. First 2 attacks against Christinger miss, second 2 attacks against him miss, and then the leader will cast a spell. I need Brooklyn to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okie dokie. I get to add my shield or my
Oh,
shield
just
bonus.
Brooklyn?
Yes, Brooklyn, yeah.
Can I try to block with my wand?
Oh, nat 20, 23.
No, you wouldn't have had a reaction to be able to do it. So yeah, you raise your shield up as the blades are coming in. You're kind of blocking with your gauntlets, and then you hear a kind of cascade of energy kind of slam into the shield, and there's like a fizzle pop across the top of it. As you saw him raise his hand, like a lightning strike came down from the ceiling to strike your shield. But yeah, looks like we are in the thick of it. Go ahead and roll your initiatives.
I got 13 again.
Why did I get?
Oh,
Oh, you copied us over. You didn't clear the initiative.
I didn't clear the
last time.
initiative. Okay, hold on. What you said? You got 13 again?
Yeah, you don't have to clear me. I got the same one. Well, you have to clear me because there's 2 of me. But...
Yeah. Hold on. Don't move. That should be perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Benson, you're the first to react, seeing the situation. And out of character, your initiatives would have been the same. You would have been surprised for the first round of it, and I would have stabbed at you.
That's fine. I want to have my wand at the ready, just in case, especially since I saw a spellcaster.
Mhm.
And then I can fit Fireball back in there and get them all, not us, right?
1, 2, 3. There's no way in hell that Fireball can be cast in this room without getting the 2 frontliners.
Can I slip in between the frontliners and cast Lightning Bolt?
Yeah. And
Alright, cool.
you'll have to back away from them, so if you don't kill the front 2, you'll take opportunity attacks. I would say
That's-
because you're positioning it in between them, since you're not getting like a direct line on one group.
I would want to do the group with the leader, the 3.
Okay. Okay. No, you can do all of them. I'm saying you can.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
then yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, I'm just going to because it's kind of in between. It's only covering half their space. I'm gonna add a bonus for their dodging. It's not gonna matter. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was the dexterity saving throw? And what's the damage? Oh, that's a really shitty lightning bolt, man.
It's how I roll, man.
I genuinely was
Holy
surprised because I was pretty sure just
Yeah, 3 1s.
average damage would have killed them, even on the low end.
Yeah, no, it's how I roll, bro.
Yeah.
That is how I roll in this game.
Lucky for you, the first 2 do get hit by the brunt of it. The 2 behind them kind of dodge out to the side. They do take quite a bit of damage, but they are not killed. Classic chatting in that regard. And the guy in the back, he takes the brunt of it, and it kind of snaps him against the wall behind him, bouncing him off of it.
I
That
should have
means I
taken a
don't have to
look.
take
What
the
color robe
opportunity
is he
tax.
wearing?
They're all wearing reds.
I'm pretty sure they're bad.
I mean, they did try to
They
stab
stabbed at us.
They
They
stabbed.
missed though.
Yeah, they did hit me or you.
They
so.
stabbed at us, not you guys.
Drock,
We
you're
could
up.
talk to them. Yeah. I'll go here.
Scimitar? Okay. As he kind of hits the wall, you can see him bleeding out of his nose and lightning in his eyes are kind of dazed. You rush up, cut, and watch his throat just slit open as he kind of falls off to the side. Do you want to move to the other one?
I'm gonna move here, and I'll do it a bonus action to the other.
Kind of strike, and then like you see like a copy of him like linger there, cutting that guy in the neck as the other version kind of rushes across the way, strikes at the other one, and hits him in the side of his like shoulder, and kind of cuts in deep enough that the guy kind of like winces and then kind of looks at it with like his eyes rolling to the back of the head. He drops to the ground.
Wow. Okay.
Rockover putting in work today.
Yeah. Look at that.
The guy in the back. Oh, 1 second.
Are you sure you don't surrender, man?
No, I don't. I never surrender.
I mean,
Tis but a flesh wound.
Bear with me here. Rod of. Just
Wonder?
Ages.
checking something before we go into it. I want to be certain how the effect will go.
Rod of monk killing.
You can use your reaction to absorb a spell that is targeting only you and not within an area of effect. Okay.
Boo! Cheating.
That's important. But not terribly so for this specific instance. A spell is being targeted on your caster.
Sweet.
You want to use your reaction to Rod of Absorption it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a 2nd level spell.
So that okay. Again, this is me learning stuff.
So
Now I can cast a 2nd level spell for free from
Hold
my
on.
rod.
how many charges did the rod have already?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have
Roll
never actually tried to use this before.
roll 1d10.
4.
Okay. It currently has 4 levels in it. Okay.
So 4 plus the 2.
Now you're adding 2 because you just absorbed the 2.
So 6. So I can cast 1 level 6 or below. Basically, that's what it is.
So if you are the spellcaster holding the rod, you can convert energy stored in it into spell slots to cast spells you have prepared or no. So you create the spell slots as an action. You don't.
Okay, so it's kind of a recharge thing,
Yes.
basically. Got it.
No, hold on.
I like that. That's cool.
You can create spell slots of a level equal to or lower than your own spell slots up to a maximum of 5. You use the stored levels in place of your normal slots. Okay, so no. It does count as a it's a magazine of spell slots. So there's
Right.
6.
As on 5 or under.
Yeah, you don't have to add them to your spell slots. You can just use it instead of expending spell slots.
Right. 5 or under.
Right.
Level 5 or under. That's
Got
still
it.
pretty.
Sad.
I like it.
That's pretty red.
Okay. He looks absolutely confused. And he's holding a cool looking dagger. It looks like it has like a dragon's tooth blade. He's done. It goes to Chrisinger.
Oh, you sure you want to do this, bud?
He looks like he's panicking, but he doesn't look like he's backing down.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna just club him in the side of the head. 23.
Yeah. 10 damage.
Brooklyn, are you talking? Brett?
I was talking to my grandparents.
Okay.
Okay. He doesn't fall over.
Hate to do this to you. 26 for another 8.
Okay. And you were going for lethal or non-lethal?
All non-lethal for now.
He's unconscious.
I want to have a word with him here in a few.
Plathunk. He hits the ground.
Let's check the corridors, make sure these 5 weren't alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to assume they weren't.
As you kind of enter into each of these rooms that are kind of on the sides here, they look like they're just kind of small little rooms that can be utilized as like a sleeping space. No beds or anything, but there are bedrolls and kind of such kind of laid out. It looks like these guys might have been staying here.
Should we tie this guy up and take his spell focus?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, we can take
I
what
don't
he
know
has on
anything
him.
about a spell focus.
The
but I'll
dagger
tie
looks
him
like
up.
it was made completely out of a dragon's tooth.
We can
Yeah.
definitely take that.
Yeah, let's
And the
take
true
that
sight,
then.
I'm assuming that's currently up. It would tell you that it is magical.
So we assume that this is the focus?
Could be.
Could be. Okay, so let's tie him up and grab that dagger, yeah.
I'll pocket the dagger and I'll tie his robes together.
Is he holding anything on him other than the dagger?
Nothing special.
Okay.
It does look like he is holding a book with kind of pages stuffed inside of it. Looks
I'll pass that to Benson.
looks like a spell book when you first pick it up, but when you kind of open it up, you realize that it's actually a bunch of litanies of like some draconic
Prayers.
kind of cult religion. There are pages that are kind of torn out to the side. One of them you kind of pull out. It seems to have a similar kind of passage to the one that was downstairs, stating to ascend from the first, but more precise, to ascend from the first floor, speak the name of the dragon that rules this place. To ascend to the second floor, speak the name of the dragon over her.
Okay, so we have to find out the dragon over here.
Okay, well,
I would assume that's
I
the
can
one that
wake this
summoned
guy
her,
up.
being Orbicus.
hard to say. Could be Alron, could be anybody.
That's true.
None
I'm
to
just,
fundus.
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't want to be summoned by someone that wasn't over me, so...
Based on,
Yeah.
based on the way these portals work, Benson, you presume that like saying the name on any of the platforms will get you to the platform that's kind of associated.
Yeah.
But not knowing which one's which or what's what, you don't know what floor you'd be going on unless you continue to ascend in this fashion. It doesn't look
Yeah.
like this person had access to any floors above the one above him.
Cool.
So
So
this floor is just tossed fig.
Yeah, and
Or
so if you
what
wanted
was
to if you wanted to ascend to the first floor, you'd say Totsvig from this space. So if you say the word of the room that you're in, you'll go to the first floor.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm gonna wake up our buddy here.
Okay.
And see if he's chatting.
The hand. You
You
murdered.
know who I am?
Looking over at Benson, you murdered him. You murdered him. He was so close to his plan of stopping that foul shadow beast.
it was a group effort.
Who are we talking about?
Now
The
world,
old master.
the world will fall under that dragon. Its might. You're so foolish.
Well, I mean, if the dragon is that strong, I honestly don't think... Because I'm assuming we're talking about Kalarid. If we took him down, then the dragon could easily take him down.
You speak like a foolish orc. Strength isn't everything. Knowledge is greater than any power you know. He would have bound that dragon.
Which dragon?
Now Nefondis.
Is that the
Shadow.
one to get up?
That's
The
Shadow.
ghost dragon.
No, I was
It's
trying to.
Elrond.
Oh.
It's Elrond.
Yeah. I was trying to trick him into telling us the next level name. I was trying to work with that loop.
If you're ascending
bad.
upwards and you're sparing me here, Or even if you're going to kill me, perhaps you can do me a favor and kill that traitor.
Which color robe was he? Is he the purple robe guy?
No, this is
No, this guy's wearing red.
No, I'm asking him. He said he was a traitor, so I'm assuming he was
Oh.
the purple robe guy.
Yes, the traitor does wear a purple robe, that is correct.
Who did he betray? What's this all about?
We've had our issues. Are you sparing me or not?
I don't know yet.
I don't
I'm
like...
leading no, but I don't like you either, man.
I don't like your flippancy with my life, I was going to say. You seem fine. I mean,
Oh.
reputable, but... Yeah, if you're just going to be flippant with my life and it's unconcerning to you, just get it over with. Do the deed.
I'd rather not. You know.
How about this? I tell you the next floor password, and you put me out of my misery.
Sounds
You
great.
You really want to?
You're going
Know
to
what
try
you
and
want?
kill all of them, right?
I mean, if they're gonna greet us like this at an elevator,
Probably.
yeah.
Okay. Orbicus rules
we
over
could-
Thougtsvig.
Knew it! And you said I wasn't
Yes.
smart.
So, okay, so yeah, we can get rid of him or whatever we're gonna do with him. So if we say none to fundus, would we just go all the way up to the top?
We don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know if none of Undus is like a password because
So,
Sauron was the.
but Orbicus might rule over the chromatic dragons, but does Nundafundus or Elrond?
Oh, that's weird.
Are we talking about metallic dragons?
No, we're talking about the single colors.
I think we're just talking about dragons.
green,
in general.
blue, red.
Did you end him rightly, or are you guys just talking over him as he's still kind of bound by his own sweater?
We're acting like it's
Yeah,
not even
I'll-
there.
Okay.
I'll put him down.
Okay.
Does he say anything about
Maybe it's-
our questions?
Basically, the kid who knows everyone in the class is stupider than him. That's the attitude he gets before he's killed.
I hate
Yeah.
those kids.
Well, good thing you killed
Yeah.
him.
Over acting like I wasn't
You're a
smart, and I
teacher.
guessed it.
You're
Right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
All those kids out there
I'll try to
watching
end it
know he
quick.
hates you.
Don't be like that. Don't do him like. Anyway, yeah. You would know that Totsvig reigns under Orbicus, so Orbicus would presumably be the next step up. Or he gave you a secret word to a place that you don't want to go.
You shouldn't have done that. Next stop, Orvicus. Everybody on board.
Yeah.
Orbicus Express.
Orcus Express, bro.
Okay.
Don't say it till we're all on.
Put yourself on the teleportation pad, whatever facing you're planning on going in.
The pad's breaking.
What is that?
It's the weight's too much for the pad.
Sorry, I ate too much.
It's a smoke
My
alarm.
bad. My bad.
Smoke alarm, I think.
You should have paused the stream. Nah, you did the right thing.
Cookies are done.
I have to say, when the smoke alarm's going off,
He's
dinner's
trying
ready.
to fix it.
He found what it is at least. It just
Yeah.
won't go off.
Yeah.
Be a normal American. Take them.
Nothing showing up. It's showing an ad for Xbox Forza Horizon 5.
No, I can see it.
You have an ad blocker? What?
No, I think it's because I'm a subscriber, maybe.
You see it. You can hear yourself coming in through my microphone from my phone, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. It's currently loading. People who are watching, thanks for bearing with the technical difficulties. Had a fun time of battery backup. Battery backup decided to want to reset right now or scream about it, and I stupidly pressed the button, not really thinking about it. So,
Plug your house in better.
huh?
That's
Okay. I am trying to join the meeting to get video up, but in the meantime, just so we keep on our time scale, you had murdered the cultists.
Yeah, we killed them all. We got the password for whichever floor Orbicus is, and we were about to go to Orbicus floor.
Yeah, but there was mention of possibly saying different names on the platform to try and get different results that are not the next floor or whatever he would have sent you off to.
talking about it, but I think we're ultimately going to go with Orbicus on this run.
Yeah.
But that's up to you guys if you want to change your mind.
Yeah, I'd say Orbicus.
Okay, hold on.
Yep. Three and a no vote.
All right, I'm back in Discord normal.
You are back in Discord.
Good job, John.
And I am now clicking the Zoom link. And yeah, keep talking about the D&D.
We're going in an elevator. Your Zoom link is just showing in the windows. It is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, saying Orbicus, getting to the next floor. Hopefully not getting stabbed as soon as we open the door, but who
We're
knows.
talking about how cool you all were killing those suits of armor and then those cultists. And we each came up with a unique high five between the two of us.
We saw behind
Behind the scenes
the
there.
scenes, yeah. Pay no
So,
attention
yeah, we saw camera
to
B.
the man behind the curtain.
Okay. So the video doesn't want to be active right now. That's interesting.
I got another ad.
Well, I wish I saw any of that AdSense, but I do not. Okay, that's really fun. Let's see. Oh wow, that is fucking fun. And by fun, I mean not fun.
What's the matter, John?
It's not showing me our
Anywho.
video.
As a reminder, if we ever get into more fights, I do have Aura of Warding, so anybody within 10 feet of me has resistance to damage from spells.
Really, that is awesome.
I had forgot about that, and I was just looking through my things whenever I was looking at my Shield Master thing for the Dex thing, and I was like, oh, that's resistance for that, I think.
Okay. Looks like we're gonna be going sans the video for the time being on the stream, just because there's only 10 minutes left, and it's probably gonna take me longer to figure that out. So those are watching, sorry. It'll be less active, but we have video. We're seeing each other over here. But
You might gesture way more than you normally would.
Does everyone start waving at the camera?
No, I want to go that way, dumbass.
Okay, so which name do you want to say while you're on the teleporter?
Orbicus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then that should get you to the next floor up, which would be... Oh
The
my,
Death Room.
oh my god, wow.
Death room.
Good job, Roll20. Thanks. Oh my god, if I didn't need that...
You're the one that didn't plug your house in, mister.
My house was not plugged in. You know what? This extra video is probably just going to go to the bin, because it's literally...
Your
adding
wife was
nothing.
walking through the hallway, she tripped over a cable and unplugged your whole damn house.
I would never blame anything like that on my whole ass.
I think it'd be funny as hell.
Why did you? No, because we've had the power go up, and so the battery backup will let me like continue working for like 45 minutes to an hour after, right? And her power goes out. She doesn't have a battery backup, so she'll be mad about it. She'll be like, how are you still doing stuff? Oh gosh, now we're getting two audios. Come on now. Okay, we are teleporting in that exact position that you've set yourselves in to the next floor. For fuck's sake.
That's not the dragon we said.
You appear
Oh shit, there's lots of cultists here.
in a large room. This appears to be a ritual room. On the center of the room is a 2-foot high kind of slab of stone. Looks like there are kind of trace marks or kind of like after effects, lingering vestiges of people who might have been on that slab. The patterning around you appears to have a shape that is similar to the symbol of the dragon god Soland, or the dragon power Soland's iconography, but more specifically representational to the 5 chromatic dragons. There is a number of cult fanatics here. They look like they are wearing the same robes as the leader downstairs was wearing. There are also 2 other cultists who are tieflings. They appear to be kind of wearing less than the others. Their robes are kind of sleeveless, and their arms are kind of lacerated with numbers of cuts that are kind of dripping wounds.
Yeah.
One of them kind of looks over at you as you appear and says, "We can end this quickly, or we can end this with more painful lasting circumstances. Do you wish to move on beyond this place and leave us to ours? Or do you wish to engage us in violence and be met with equal violence as well?" All of the cultists at the kind of points of this symbol, and the mage at the far end, the mage that's at the altar is the one talking to you, they all kind of press a dragon-toothed dagger into their palms and drag it downwards, and blood starts to cascade from their open hands onto the floor.
They're all bloodied, guys.
Nice.
Nice.
Cut your fighting power in half, you fools.
Ah!
So, what do you answer the scarred mage?
You know my answer.
We only
this is
have
your
8
chance.
minutes left. It's time for them all to die.
Benson,
Don't.
looking over the ground, you realize that this is a magical field, a religious one, not an arcane one. So the fight will not go as soundly as you suppose. They are standing on powerful magic. If you want to fight them, you can. See
So-
how it works.
Croc would say, "Do you oppose non-fundus?"
No, Nefundus. We are servants of Calareth. Of course we oppose the Shadow King.
And Ashmedea?
We serve her.
This is your chance, Benson.
I can't do anything with it. I don't have anything to do with them.
Either say another dragon name, get us out of here, or I'm fighting.
Oh,
This is your chance.
You have
Oh,
that.
that's
You have
what
that.
you-
You have that symbol. You have.
I
the whole-
don't.
Who has
No,
it?
I don't.
I have it.
Does
He
Raya have
has
it?
it.
Okay. Well, I mean, this
Yep.
is your chance to sort of. I don't think we need to fight them necessarily.
I think it would be a hard fight on my part.
I
at
don't
least.
think we need to fight them. They, maybe we'll fight them later, but we can't fight everything. Shambles.
Have you met this guy yet?
I know. I know.
Three. I'll pull the badge.
So when he said, "Do you serve Ashmedea?" Are we still there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, I was just
He
checking.
did,
I
say-
didn't.
did say
I
Ashmedea
didn't know
at
if
the-
it would go up after
on
you
the
said
elevator.
Ashmedea.
Ashmedea does not appear to be one of the markers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll pull the badge. Tell him to stand down. We're here to talk.
You see the mage kind of step around the altarway, kind of look to you. You serve the Queen of Greed as well.
I have
Looks-
an understanding with her.
Looks to Benson. I had a feeling that you were a servant of the dragon. I always wondered why you had killed Calareth, and now I see why. Interesting. Very high level play from you. So, are you here to rid us of the traitor, or do you serve him? Or does he serve you?
Are you? Who are you talking to? Are you talking?
They're
to
talking to
Benson.
you,
I'm
bud.
talking to you.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I didn't know since he pulled the badge. I didn't know if they were talking.
Yeah,
to
no,
him.
they saw through my bluff.
They're asking whether or not you're here to take over.
Out of character note, you would note, based on your previous experiences, that they don't like you because they know your group as what?
We killed Calareth.
No, what do they call your group? The group that killed Calareth?
the
The
hand.
retinue of the hand. You are the hand of Mutus. You're
Okay.
the bad guy. Not, random scarecrow man. Not half-orc with a shield. Not turtle druid. Not random elf boy with his stabby knives. It is the wizard man who is the problem.
I would say currently, as he said, we have an understanding with her, and currently we're here to see what all is going on. We don't need to fight.
We follow under the strict edicts of Totsvig. We have been told to maintain our position here and hold.
Is he making a smoothie?
No, he is on the freaking blind.
Sounds like he's whittling or something.
I cannot win for anything this evening.
He's, he's putting pepper
He's
on
got the-
Sal.
Yes,
got the
shaker.
He's got the shaker up talking about Totsvig.
He's
So-
salted.
so-
He's shaking the pepper on there.
If
yeah.
it's okay.
Oh, everybody's in the
Benson,
wrong space. Keep going.
I hope you brought it up for everyone.
Grok would say, we're not here to disrupt your power structure. Our goal is to prevent Naunafundus, his plans.
That is our goal as well. Totsvig has told us to maintain our power structure here. We are hopeful that when the time comes, she will come to aid Orbicus in a strike against the city of Bellum.
Then it seems like we're on the same team as it is for right now.
We are hopeful that the human casualties will be light, but our concern with the people that stand in our way as we make our way to Naunafundus's prison will be exceptionally lessened by the fact that 3 dragons will be there. We are hopeful, but our traitor has caused us an issue. He threatens to disrupt the entirety of our plan. He has stepped beyond into the hidden space. And he has pulled the item of power from it. It cannot be returned. We need it to be put back. A ritual must be prepared for it. If you kill the traitor, Ixand, and take that mask from him and bring it back to us, we can put it back into the space between until the time is right, when Totsvig is ready to be brought forth. He almost had her summoned to this space. If not for you, your arrival at the maze, we might not have noticed it.
So, then we helped. Yeah, we'd at least like to get up and talk to him.
Your aim is to summon Totsvig to this place?
When she and the others are ready, they will be striking out from this place to the city of Bellum to destroy.
May I assume the others you speak of are Orbicus and Ashmad?
Correct.
We have visited the resting place of Orbicus and met the knight there.
You mean of?
Demise.
I'm sorry. Yeah, of Elron and Naunafundus, and met the knight there.
If you would be so kind as to go up to Ixand and deal with him, then that would be most appreciated. And if you were to take that blue mask from him and bring it back to me, then we could use a ritual to put it back into the space between. Unfortunately, I cannot access the floor that he is on due to the means he has happened to come upon to block them. I do not know what name he has put in his space. I do know that in the space that he is in, he cannot summon her. It is away from the balcony.
If Ixenda is a traitor, who does he serve?
We do not know. We simply know he wishes to ruin the plan by breaking the mask and summoning her here, so that all 3 of the dragons cannot be unified when they strike Bellum. If Totsvig were to be summoned here without deeming it necessary, she would be very ill-tempered with us and would probably move throughout this place, murdering us all. We will continue to keep the ritual prepared in this field, ready to place the mask back in the space between. But how you would get to his room, I know not. If you ascend upwards, I can tell you the next floor above has more hours. If you display your icon, they shouldn't strike at you. Shouldn't. I don't know their temperament. And the observatory above, technically the top floor, is where the balcony is located. If you ascend up to that point, Jorgen might be able to help you more. But Ixand resides inside of the Master's chamber. And we do not know how to get there without his permission. He has changed the word. The word to move up one floor is Salond. The word to move up to the top floor. He looks to the others. They kind of give him a, light nod. It's Io.
Doesn't sound familiar.
It wouldn't.
Do we want to call it there?
Yeah. Next session, you'll be ascending up to whatever floor you want to, and we will pick up next week. I believe we will have a Jeremy next week.
I don't think so. I thought he said
One more?
3 weeks.
Okay, that's
I believe
fine.
he said 3. I'll check with him.
Well, perfect timing
I'm
then.
going over to his house now.
Yeah, if it's 3, then that's perfect timing because this probably will take the bulk of next session, barring any power outages, or me being stupid and pressing buttons I shouldn't have. All right. We'll pick up next time, and this one on the YouTube will be in 2 parts. So thanks for watching.
Classic.